Hey, friends, I got some exciting things on Free Comic Book Day, and really none of them were free. Hello, friends. Welcome back to John's Comics with Kids and my Free Comic Book Day haul, which is comic book light and not free. I have not really gone to Free Comic Book Day regularly over the last few years to get the free books. And I know that some people do, and that's fine. I think everybody does their own thing their own way. For me, I'm going to Free Comic Book Day to get some other deals on other things. So there may be back issues that I want to get, reading material I want to get, or in the case of this year, I got some toys. I actually bought a bunch of toys because I saw great characters with fun character designs, and I want to do something that might traumatize a lot of you. I'm gonna open these. I'm gonna cut them open. I got my Reggie Collects blade, and I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna take them out and I'm gonna show you them. So stick around, eat your Wheaties, buckle up, because we're gonna open some toys here in a little bit. But let's talk a little bit about Free Comic Book Day. One misconception that people sometimes have is that comic books are getting these comics for free and then giving them away to you as a like incentive. And that's not how it works. Actually, most shops, as far as I know, all shops have to buy the Free Comic Book Day books in the hopes that when you come in, you will buy other things. Now, I'm not saying that the cost of the free comics is extraordinary, but it is significant. It is there. And so I always view it as an opportunity to support a small business. So I'm going in, and maybe the free comics are drawing a lot of other people in, but I am there to spend some money to support that shop. And for me, my LCS Nuclear Comics, which has two shops in Southern California, really is a wonderful, wonderful company owned by Kenny. And he is just an awesome dude who tries to manage two different shops at the same time. Both of them are about an hour and a half apart. So, he's got to do a lot of traveling on the busy freeways of California. So I'm a big fan of him. He's always taking good care of me and his other customers. So I return that by shopping there regularly. So here's what I got on Free Comic Book Day from Kenny at Nuclear Comics. I'm going to start it off with my poll because I had a couple items from the week that I didn't have a chance to go in. One single issue, of course, I am collecting the Doom Academy because I'm a Strange Academy freak and I want to have all the single issues. So as much as I am not necessarily freaking out about how well this is written, because it's not Scotty, it's no Scotty Young, it still needs to be in my collection. So I snagged that. And then, of course, the final volume in the Shrouded Man story from Kento had its latest hardcover from Dark Horse Comics hit the shelves. I love this series. I love the characters. I love the artwork by Drew Zucker, and I love the writing by David Boer. Just really great quality storytelling, good fantasy storytelling, and then, of course, great people. I've talked to Drew a few times on live streams for interviews, and then I've met now David Boer a bunch of times, probably 5 times, and he's always remembered my name, and he's always such a wonderful person. So he's coming to my LCS in about a week and a half. I'm going to bring this in and get it signed by him. And then my whole collection of hardcovers of Kanto from Dark Horse are all going to be signed and personalized. So I'm very much looking forward to this. This, for those that don't know, I'm going to be doing a video soon, sort of recounting the Kanto series and these amazing hardcovers because it did not start at Dark Horse, but now it is being published in these wonderful hardcovers at Dark Horse. So shout out to Dark Horse Publishing for really helping complete this incredible story. Now, I've got some other books that I snagged and picked up that I want to share with you all, including some stuff that is going to be in channel member giveaways for this month. Let's start off with ya girl. My LCS, one of my favorite things that they do on Free Comic Book Day is they have about, I don't know, 5 or 6 shelves along the wall where they keep the newest comics, the stuff that's come out in the last, let's say, 8 months to a year. And you can kind of cruise to the Marvel shelves and then look at, the Incredible Hulk and go back through and see how many Incredible Hulk comics they have. How far back do they go? Right there in the last, run of Incredible Hulk. And on Free Comic Book Day, these books are all $1. anything you find up there. They're clearing out their inventory, so $1 for anything on the shelf. So any great Storm variants, I like to give them away to you all. I think I have this one. If I don't, this is going to be going away in a member giveaway at some point. But that's not the one that's going out this month. The one that's going out in the end of May, which usually I spin the wheel the first week of the next month, is this amazing cover. This is X-Men 29. I think I have 3-4 copies of this. And to see one on the shelf, yeah, boy, could not leave that there. So you, channel members, could win this, along with, of course, some trade paperbacks and some other variants that I will throw in there. For that's the kicker at the start of this next month of May. But then let's dive into what I did get a bunch of, because I've been trying to keep up on a series that I was really hot on, and then I cooled a little bit, but has starting to get good again, which is Birds of Prey. Kelly Thompson really just does a great job with Big Barda, one of my favorite DC characters. She's a whole lot of fun in this series. So this is issue 11. I did not have it. This is issue 13. Yeah, 13. I did not have 13. Grab that one. Issue 20, which is one of the more recent issues, because I believe that's where they are right now. 21, I think, comes out in May. And then a variant that I already have, but I could not leave this Jenny Frison. Come on, gang. This might be one of my favorite Jenny Frison covers in the last 4 or 5 years. Like, it's just absolutely stellar. And I already have it. So this one could also end up eventually being in a channel giveaway. All right. So that leaves one book left. The only non-new issue, the only book that I got that was not from the last year was this Marvel Team Up issue 95, First Mockingbird, who is this edition, the version of Mockingbird that I grew up with, Bobby. And for me, I saw this on the wall. The wall books were also discounted, and I thought, you know what? I need to grab this while I can. It's in very nice shape. I would probably say this is a 6.5, maybe somewhere in that range. But I was like, yes, for the price, I had to grab this. Another great character. When I grew up, Mockingbird was often in West Coast Avengers or the regular Avengers. She was teaming up with Spidey and doing stuff. So Hawkeye, obviously, really great character. So yes, I had to snag the first appearance of Mockingbird, the Bobby edition, right? So there you go. Those are all the comics that I got. So now the question becomes, we got to open up some toys. Okay. Here we go. First up, it's Disco Nightwing. So if you know me, I'm definitely a Nightwing fan. I think he's a great character. Dick Grayson's had so many wonderful iterations, and this one is probably one of the more hilarious ones. So had to grab this when I saw it on the shelf. And poof, here he is outside of the packaging with his little cronk or crunch. He's got interesting articulation. So he bends at the knees, he bends at the hip. His feet don't really seem like they're going to be bending. He's got these big sneakers I didn't quite realize on there. Of course, he's got the deepest of V's. His head does turn. He does move at the elbow and the shoulder. So you can, he definitely has articulation there as well. But absolutely a hilarious action figure. And I'm going to get a lot of love out of this. It's probably my least favorite outfit, but in that way, isn't it kind of special? Next up, we have, of course, Sue Storm. I mean, I as much as I love Ben Grimm, there's something for me about Sue. I think her powers are so much more interesting than the other three, and the way they've used her as a spy, the way they've used her as a parent, the way they've used her as the person who tends to save the team regularly. I had to get this figure, so let's cut it open. Check this out. I think this is so freaking cool. She has like several different hands. So this one is actually a hand that's designed to look like she's projecting a force field in front of her. She has a stand that's like, a portion of a force field. And then this hand is invisible and her legs are half invisible. However, you can change them out. They have alternative legs. So both of her legs can get swapped out. She has a ton of hands. I mean, I'm holding 7, I think, right here alone. some visible, some not, different gestures. I mean, it is a really, really interesting action figure. Tons of articulation, easy. I swapped out the hands right off the bat. Already, I'm digging this. The force field hand is just too freaking cool. The box shows you the several different ones you could do. You could just do the basic Sue Storm in her costume, but you could have the half invisible version if you really wanted. But so cool, man. And again, these were all 50% off at my shop. So I got this one, I think, for $15. $15. I'm in all day. That is a cool action figure. I know somewhere the great legend is going, yeah, John, that was a good pick. I don't often see Luke Cage action figures, or at least not nearly enough. So definitely saw that I needed to get this. I also don't have the first appearance comic, which I'm sure is some kind of a reprint. I don't even know if it's the whole book or maybe just the cover, but I'm excited to check it out. Here he is. We got Power Man in all his glory. He's got the fist. He's got the hand open up. I don't know if he's doing a high five or what. It looks like the fingers bend actually, so he can curl those fingers up. He's got the chain on the belt, of course. He's got the headband. He's got the boots. There's a little articulation to the toe, like the toe can point. It's kind of interesting. I've never really seen that in an action figure, but all the other points of articulation work really well. He doesn't have any changeable pieces. It's nothing comes on or off of him, but really does look fantastic. And yeah, man, Power Man, Luke Cage, are you kidding me? The comic was indeed a reprint of his first appearance. You can see it's got a nice ding there. That I don't think that was from me taking it out. I think it already had it, but not that it was like a a super valuable book that I know of. But let me know if the comic in this was supposed to be kept, in perfect, pristine condition. I'm glad to have a copy because I don't own that book. I have some others in the Luke Cage Hero for Hire era, I believe, but not that one, of course. Great character. I think I like the other one a little bit better. The Invisible Woman toy was a little bit better, but this is one of those that includes like a build a figure. So it includes the platform if you wanted to build Mojo, right? So if you get all the pieces together, you can construct a Mojo figurine. So I suppose if you were into that, I guess it would be awesome. I don't know quite what to do with this now. I can't imagine that it's worth a ton, but let me know. Are the individual pieces to build a Mojo worth anything? Are they worth sharing in some way? I got the instructions too, I suppose. But yeah, for now, I'm just happy I got Power Man. Brings us to our last one, the Vision. This is why I chose the Vision for the thumbnail for this video. This is the one that I saw first off, and I thought, you know what, I got to get this. This looks really exciting. Two different heads even for this figure. So let's cut him out. I'm just so happy with this one. I think this is my favorite of all of them. It looks so cool, gang. So I even changed out the hands because it comes with two fists, right? Each hand has a fist, but I wanted to rotate in the energy sort of beams on the other hands, which I think are kind of interesting. I'm not even sure that I'm putting them on right. I don't know that there's a wrong, except that obviously there's a left and a right in that sense. Really great articulation in several different points. The cape is fantastic. It looks so great. I love this stuff, man. Come on. He does have the angry face. Angry Vision doesn't quite sit well with me. I think I'm probably going to leave him as the like passive emotion free Vision that I think we most often get. He also has this, which I thought might have been like a beam of energy that like would come out of the gem on his forehead, but I don't see how to attach it. So I'm just going to assume that I got to spend a little time working on it. I don't think it's supposed to attach anywhere else. So that's a piece that I don't know how it goes together, but what a great looking figure. I just love this stuff, man. Vision has always been a really cool character that I've always really enjoyed. My girls really always thought he was kind of cool, even before he had appeared, even before Age of Ultron. They read a lot of the Scarlet Witch and Vision stuff, the mini series when they got married and all that kind of stuff from the 80s. So there was definitely stuff that they were familiar with before he became a cool kind of character in the MCU. But yeah, really great look, really great design. You can see him with the fists here on the back. Sorry if you want to see it like that. with his normal face, the one that I left on him, that I'll probably keep on him. But yeah, this this is just fantastic. And so there you go. That is it. That is my haul from Free Comic Book Day. 4 action figures that were all 50% off. I don't think any one of them was more than like $15. I think that was the high. I think the Nightwing one might have been 7 or 8. So really great deal, I thought, on the figures. They're fun things to have in the background or to pose next to comics. So if I ever get a first appearance of Vision or Luke Cage, you know that I'm going to have them side by side with the comic when it happens. So yeah, those were really fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know. Did I traumatize you opening them? I know that there are toy collectors who firmly believe you never take them out of the package, and that's just not me. There are things that I'll leave sealed. There are definitely items that I've purchased that I don't have any plan to open, but not toys. Toys feel different to me. They're meant to be played with, and I can't leave them that way. Plus, I love displaying them. You can see Batwoman back there. They're like the Legos. I really want to display them. Same with the sculptures. I don't want to leave them in the box, right? So that's just me. I hope I didn't traumatize anybody too badly. I want to say some thank you to some channel members, obviously the people that keep the lights on around here on the YouTube StreamYard side, my new Comic Book Day Coalition crew, my X-Men squad. Appreciate all of you. And of course, my new mutants. If you joined during this week, you wouldn't be on these. I record them over the weekend, these videos. So hopefully, if new people have joined, they will then now be entered to win the big giveaway, because 3,000 subscribers is here. And on Friday, the 9th of May, we're doing the big giveaway. Lots of things happening. So I hope to see you all. This video drops Thursday, so it'll be tomorrow when I do that live stream. So hopefully everybody's there and they can win some fun prizes. But just thank you for hanging out, for being willing to go on this ride with me and my kids, for laughing and goofing on comic books, and for occasionally maybe hitting a thumbs up and leaving a comment, because that's the best stuff. I thank you all for coming, and I'll see you all again soon.